Right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our weekly live stream Shadowrun 5th Edition Adventures. We stream our sessions live on Twitch TV beginning at 9:30 p.m. Central Time every Sunday evening. Afterwards, you can find it uploaded to my YouTube page as well as a written write-up on my blog, both of which you can find links to here on my profile. I am Eric Watson, your Game Master, and this is my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/gorbash722. You can also follow me on Twitter at RogueWatson. Joining me as always are a regular cast of Shadowrunners. Chris playing Ursiv the Troll Shaman. Hello, Chris.
Hello, Eric.
Heather playing Mao to the Human Street Samurai, who just stepped out.
Hello!
Raymond playing Saren the Human Decker, who will be hopefully joining us a bit later. He's still on vacation. And Reese playing Falkirk the Elf Adept. Hello, Reese.
Hello.
For our campaign, we use Roll20.net for video sharing. We use Google Hangouts. For broadcasting and streaming, I use Open Broadcaster software. Much of our music, including our intro and outro, is by Perturbator. Previously on Splintered State, this being episode 4, en route to scout out the Fort Lewis Zoo, the runners were followed and attacked by a group of cyber-enhanced street thugs. At the zoo, Falkirk scouted ahead and found a place to stash their weapons for the upcoming meet with FBI agent Seth Dietrich, whom they had found the comlink belonging to. The next day, the runners got inside, retrieved their weapon stash in the bathroom, met with Agent Dietrich in the reptile tunnel. Fortunately, Dietrich was not in his right mind, seemingly possessed by a completely different and confused person. As the awkward meeting reached its height of confusion, Dietrich was murdered by heavily augmented assassins, who then opened fire on the runners in the tunnel. The assassins didn't stick around for a fight, and left the runners to deal with the now freed basilisks. The runners fought them off, rescued some kids, and hightailed it out of the zoo, coming away with Dietrich's second comlink and 100,000 new yen in cred sticks he had on him. As they gather their wits, they find numerous voicemails left on their comlinks. And I believe you guys are actually still literally like in the car leaving the zoo at the time.
Okay, yeah. I'm
so stunned.
I'm so stunned. Yep. It's stunning what just happened.
I'm literally so stunned.
Oh.
I have much stun damage.
Okay, so we're in the car, we're driving away from the zoo. I've used up all my edge points. I'm looking at the thing. You said we have messages on our comlinks? Like, all of us do?
You do, yeah.
Okay.
Let's just check our messages.
Yes,
Let's assume you
messages.
guys have like, I don't know, like a number that reaches all four of you or something for gameplay purposes.
Oh, okay.
I'll assume.
Like, your group is
Sure,
registered under a name that we can determine later. Which, by the way, when we do D&D, we should totally come up with a group name, kind of like how the Penny Arcade guys do Acquisitions Incorporated.
Right.
Eventually start your own business. So you guys can stay in the car if you want to check the voicemails, or you can go somewhere, or whatever you
Hey,
want to do.
I have a great idea. Let's go to the safe house and check our messages there.
The safe house where we were attacked previously?
Yes.
That now has no door.
Yes.
It might be a bit drafty.
I'm down with that. Let's go.
Alright, let's go. Let's go to the safe house.
They won't check the same place twice, right?
Nah.
Surely the runners aren't that stupid.
It's hiding in plain sight.
Always the best place to hide things.
Okay, I guess I still have that scene on here. Alright, so yeah, you have... yeah, so you make it back to the safe house, relatively unscathed. No more roving band of racist, cybered-up hunters. Yeah. Yeah, the action in the zoo is drawing everyone away. So you have a total of 4 messages, like voicemail essentially, although some of them have video components because it's the future.
And video messaging is part of the future?
Yeah. 3 of them are unknown. 1 of them is known.
What's the known one?
The known one is from Ricardo Martin of the Ares Buying and Acquisition Department.
And the rest are like an unknown caller?
Correct.
Are they the 3 all the same caller, or are they different numbers?
They're all different numbers.
Oh, okay.
4 different entries of different numbers.
Okay. I guess let's start listening to them.
You want to do Ricardo's first or one of the unknown ones?
Yeah, let's do Ricardo's first.
It's up to you guys. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, voicemail has been left on your comm link. The source generating from the Ares Seattle satellite office in Seattle. The familiar, smooth voice of Ricardo Martin fills your ears, though his tone has a tinge of urgency and anxiety that betrays his normally cool attitude. Well, hello, runners. You may remember me from such incidents as the delivery job at the docks. As I recall, you diffused a rather hostile situation involving a magical attack, and I'd like to repay that favor. I understand you stumbled on some information that is of interest to us. I'm willing to pay a finder's fee of 200,000 new yen if the information is delivered to us, and only us, in a timely fashion. You can reach me directly at this number.
That's a lot of nuts.
It's a lot of nuts. 200,000, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Should write this down.
Yep. I've got 19,128, and I don't really care about it, so... Next!
Money means nothing to us. Us who live in the streets.
All of a sudden, yeah, at first it meant everything, now it means nothing. You found your souls. Alright, the next one. The picture-in-picture cutout of the incoming vid call in your AR display holds the face of a male Caucasian human in its frame. Mid-40s, he has a bland, forgettable face, short-cropped sandy hair, and matte silver cyber eyes. You can make out the collar and an armored jacket in the lower portion of the image. The name's Zane, he says, speaking in short, efficient sentences. I'm a Shadowrunner just like you. It's not important who I represent, and I'm sure you understand I won't divulge that data. What is important is that I want to make an offer on that hot comm link you've been hauling around. I think you're gonna like what I have to say, because it is, and he allows the slight hint of a smile to show, a nice chunk of change I'm offering. Call me back on this comm code. You have my word as a pro, there won't be any bullshit.
So, an undetermined amount of money. Okay. This guy seems trustworthy already.
He sounds like an excellent choice.
Yes.
Alright.
Moving on.
Next!
A voice-only message is recorded on your link's voicemail. The speaker has a noticeable Japanese accent, but an excellent master of English, fluent and idiomatic. Greetings. I do not know you, nor do you know me, but I have a business proposition for you. Ordinarily, I deal with individuals of your stature through a series of intermediaries, but my intermediaries have disappointed me, and time is of the essence. Despite mentioning the urgency of the situation, this guy is very talkative. Recently, a document may have surfaced concerning the competence of a high-ranking political official in Seattle's government. Specifically, a document that directly ties that individual, whom I will not name, to a high-level corruption and criminal dealings. Surely it is in everyone's best interest to see such an individual replaced with all due haste. In the interest of achieving such a desirable outcome, the people I represent, hardly a secret but would be vulgar and inappropriate to name them, would be willing to make a generous donation in the interest of bringing this information to light. A donation in the vicinity of 200,000 new yen. If you believe you could help with this public service, contact me at your earliest convenience. Arigato.
That's the
feeling
best deal
someone's
so
gonna be
far.
like really.
Can somebody... What did you say, Heather?
I have a feeling someone's gonna be like really insulted by his voice.
I was
acting
gonna
that we
ask
recorded.
Eric after the fact, like how long it took him to practice that Japanese accent.
I may have practiced it a few times.
Can anybody have the skills to tell who he's talking about that we should obviously know he represents? Like, would we know that just off the top of our heads, or does we need to roll at some sort of knowledge check?
If you have any knowledge of corporations or
Anybody?
professional business dealings.
Mara, you
I have
used to work.
security companies.
Yeah, it's,
I have biology.
You're pretty sure it's a human.
Yes! Pays off.
does Raymond?
You have dealt
can't-
with Japanese before.
The Yakuza, though, I can't imagine the Yakuza have. Well, I mean, I guess maybe they have interest in.
They are a legitimate business organization.
Yeah, maybe they want to replace the governor or whoever he is, mayor.
And by the way, as a GM note, you can call some of these people back and talk to them too, as well.
I don't know if we want to call most of these people back.
Yeah, but that's totally up to you.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that is option. Okay, you've got one
Okay.
more on here also.
Okay.
Last one. Answering the unfamiliar contact, you see an attractive female dwarf of American heritage. Her black hair is feathered with dark red highlights, and she wears a Mortimer of London long coat. You recognize her as Eliza Bloom, a candidate who ran against Governor Brackhaven in last year's election, only to be, to put it politely, curb-stomped. Listen, I'm really, really sorry that knight-errant goon squad came after you. The truth is that was a colossal fuck-up. Not my fault, though, not in the slightest. McAllister and I wanted to reach out to you with a cash deal, but Detective Oakes was worried you'd sell out to a higher bidder. Detective Athick took her protestations a bit too literally and flew off on you guys half-cocked, so not my fault, but still you have my apologies. Now, why don't we deal like grown-ups? We both want to see Brackhaven fry, right? I understand that Seth Dietrich's comlink found its way into your possession. If you didn't know, I think that Dietrich has the dirt on Kenny Brackhaven that we need so we can see that racist, humanist-loving pig hang once and for all. Project Freedom's willing to pay a lot to get our hands on that data. Even better than the money, though. The Orc Underground would owe you a big favor, and so would I.
Alright, so our options are undisclosed money, 200,000, intrigue plus 200,000,
An entry card.
a favor, and probably 200,000.
If we could talk him into it. Since everyone else is offering 200,000, yeah. Okay, yeah, those are the options.
Don't you feel
So,
like the
I
prettiest
don't-
girls at the ball? All these
Yeah.
tickets.
Yeah. So, Ursiv absolutely wants the information to be out there. I don't want to hand it over to anybody who's just going to shove it in a drawer. Which presumably Martine is going to, because he works for a corporation, and I don't know what they. Well, maybe they won't. Who knows? And the Shadowrunner, I don't know. Who knows what he's going to do with it? Burn it, release it. I don't know. The Japanese, assuming they are Yakuza, are probably going to blackmail the guy
Or kill us on sight and then
and to take it. Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of kill a bunch of them, so.
The other political rival seems like the best choice right now, but she also sent people to murder us and take it from us.
Yeah,
So,
what was that about?
so I guess she's working. So you said she's working with that other detective who was trying to get us to get this thing. Oops.
Yeah.
So they're all working
She was
together.
working with the Knight Errant Detective Agency and she was saying that it wasn't her fault because basically and Athick was the troll that was there. Tosh.
Right, who was leading the...
Yeah, she's saying that he flew off on you guys, and that she was saying not my fault.
I mean, that's great and all, but I want an apology.
Apologize.
Can we demand Tosh's head in exchange as part of the deal?
No, no.
Ursiv demands blood.
He should be there, though, right? Because he should apologize.
Yeah, can we have a public humiliation?
We'll bring some rotten tomatoes.
Yeah, I mean, this Bloom lady seems like the best choice, assuming, Falkirk, you can talk her into the 200,000 that everyone else is offering us.
Yeah, and I suppose a favor from the Orc underground,
Mm-hmm.
assuming that they have any power whatsoever, won't be amiss.
Right. And also, assuming that she does intend to make this information public. Ursiv is very staunch on that point.
Falkirk is ambivalent about that part.
Okay. Hey, I'm under control. This is
You're the moral center, Ursiv.
So
Falkirk
okay.
doesn't like to see death, but he also doesn't care about that kind of thing.
He's true neutral.
Can I ask? Well, okay. We get another communicator off the dead guy, didn't we? The detective?
Did. Yes. We have another comm link.
Okay.
Which either I can do it or one of you guys if you need to roll Saren's things to hack into it.
I can't access his card or his sheet.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can. I'll roll. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so you suggest that Saren looks at the comm link. Where did I have the comm link stuff? Matrix perception test. I don't even know what skill that is. It's probably just perception, but using as logic instead of as int, maybe?
Maybe. Can I locksmith my way into it and see?
You don't find any keyholes. So we'll pretend it was an 8 instead of a 6. Okay, that's good. Followed by a successful mark versus devices dice pool of 12. And he marks with, we'll just say it's hacking. So this is going to get kind of confusing because I'm rolling against myself. Can I switch to Saren? Actually cannot.
I mean,
Okay, well the first one is him and the second one is the thing. Let's just do that. It's actually going to be hard though because it rolls more dice.
What is that? What was that roll for?
That's just, it's dice pool. It gets to roll to like defend against his trying to mark it.
Oh, jeez.
Does he roll 9 dice? Trying to see if he needs to spend an edge point here. He might have to spend an edge point. We'll do one more. If he doesn't get it, I'm going to make him spend an edge point. Because otherwise, the Overwatch score is going to get too high. Edge point. Alright. He's got a tiny. Well, he's 2 out of 5 now. Alright, and then he has to roll. Okay, so now he's basically put a mark on it. Now he has to hack it, but now it's. He rolls a 9 and it rolls a 10, so he should be able to get this one.
Maybe.
Good enough. We'll call that good enough.
I'm tired of this.
This is not really engaging if it's just me rolling against myself.
Roll those dice.
Yep. I'm sure this is fun for you guys. Okay, so hack the comm link. You notice the file is a garbled mess similar to the first one, but when you put it together with the first file from the first comm link, a long journal entry unveils before your eyes from Seth Dietrich himself. Now, I can either show you guys the handout, or I can read the whole handout, or I can paraphrase it for you, because it is 3 pages long.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Paraphrase!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would care to see the handout.
Yeah, show it to us.
I
and then
can.
paraphrase
Okay.
it.
That's cool.
Just paraphrase it from me.
It's not gonna look.
I don't want to see it. It is literally.
That's a lot of text.
Yeah.
Small type, too.
Yep. I literally like copy pasted from the book. All right, should be 3 right there. So paraphrasing it, Agent Seth Dietrich picked up where Kowalski left off in investigating Brackhaven's involvement with conspiracy, murder, and domestic terrorism as part of a coordinated effort to undermine and/or cause the failure of Prop 23 and Project Freedom. He found evidence that links, Dietrich did, found evidence that links Governor Brackhaven to various terrorist groups, such as the pro-human Humanist Paula Club, as well as evidence that links Brackhaven to the murder of FBI agent Jennifer Kowalski. Dietrich was put on administrative leave after his superiors suspected he's been looking into Kowalski's case. He went undercover as a hacker Shadowrunner and met fellow hacker Taran of Project Freedom. GM's note, Taran is the person who I believe you guys talked to on the phone that first told you about Project Freedom on the comlink when you guys like tried to call stuff. He found out about the Operation Daybreak, a wholesale murder and wanton destruction in the Orc Underground. They found account numbers for funding and direct orders from Brackhaven himself. And from here, the journal entries grow confused and worrisome. Dietrich says he loses entire weeks waking up in strange places with no recollection of what's going on. At one point, he found a paper in the clothes he was wearing, clothes he didn't buy or remember buying, with a note that was close to his handwriting saying, "Who are you and what do you want from me?" He says the blackouts are getting longer and more frequent and are interfering with his investigation. That was the last real entry in the journal. You realize the 2 encrypted files together contain enough evidence and information to expose Governor Brackhaven for that Operation Daybreak, which was the basically murder and terrorism in the Orc Underground that they were going to blame on the Orcs themselves.
Okay.
So essentially, you guys pretty much got all this information before. This kind of corroborates it, I think.
Right. It's the proof.
Yeah. And there's just a lot of flavor text with it.
Yes. All right. So, what I think we should do is sell it to
Buy a
Bloom.
billboard.
Yes. Sell it to Bloom, or make a deal to sell it to Bloom on the agreement that she'll make the information public. And then as a safety measure, I think we should make a copy of the information and set up one of those timed emails to, like, everybody, like news organizations, to where if we don't stop it, it sends the whole thing to people.
I like it.
Like the end of Watchmen when Rorschach drops off his journal.
Exactly. Except digital form.
Right.
And not to a crazy magazine
Right. Yes. Not to a crazy magazine.
or newspaper. I like it.
Me too. Let's
Okay. Ursa, privately, when after we discussed it with Saren, and I assume we have to get Saren to do this because we don't know how to set up a auto email.
Yeah, that's fine. So
I ask you, can we take out on our auto email? Can we take out the parts where he starts to go crazy at the end? That doesn't seem relevant, right?
you actually it's only in like there's like one long journal entry and then the journal entries start getting into the multiple personality stuff. So you could actually just cut out like the first half of it basically.
Right. So just the first one, yeah. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, you can probably set it up on like the darknet, which would be the equivalent of like making it go viral
Right. Okay.
at a certain time.
Yeah. We need to call what's her name though too.
To all the
To
YouTubes.
actually organize a meetup.
All right, so we're calling Eliza Bloom. Okay. Who's going to be calling her?
Falkirk, you do the calling. Put it on speakerphone, but
Yes. Hello. Is this? Are you the guys with the comlink?
We have a comm link, correct? That's just how we're calling you.
But you have the comlink, right? You have Dietrich's comlink, yes?
Madam, I have many comlinks.
Look.
But yes, we have that one.
Who wants to know? Oh, I'm glad you decided to work with us. We can definitely help compensate you guys for all the trouble. I know it's been a dangerous thing to hang on to. Brackhaven is, God knows, he's a very powerful man, and he's made some very, very nasty friends. I hope you guys have been able to take care of yourselves.
Yeah. So, like 500,000 and a favor, and this is made public. That sound good to you?
There's a pause on the other end of the line. He says, I'm sorry, we don't have that kind of money here. I basically run a non-profit right now for the Orc Underground. I mean, I can't get that kind of funding. I'm not
Madam,
I'm not Brackhaven.
Many comlinks I need to sell.
She's like, look, I can offer you 80,000 new yen, but that represents all the funds that I and McAllister, Taran, and even Detective Oaks can kick in. That's pooling all our resources together.
Detective Oaks. That's all the money she can kick in?
Roll your negotiation skill.
Detective Oaks is. I happen to know she's rolling in it.
I want to see her go broke. Still banged up from the fight.
Yep.
There you are.
-2. Yeah. Holy shit. She is a politician.
Yeah. She's like, I'm sorry, but this is all of the funding we can gather together. That's still a good chunk of change right there. But I mean, look, if you can give it to us, I will guarantee you that we will bring Brackhaven down. We're going to expose him for the monster that he is and the horrible things he's done in the name of this city.
And by expose, you do mean make this information public.
Absolutely. I mean, we've got to go through all the proper channels first, the authorities, so we can actually arrest him. I mean, if we go public immediately, there's a very good chance he will run or try to change it. We need to take this evidence to the court. You know, give it to the Knight Errant forces. They'll bust down the doors, drag him to the cells, and then we'll have a field day with the media.
How big is the Orc Underground?
Ooh, GM saying doesn't know. It's a pretty big. Yeah, I don't know
You
my
command like
Shadowrun.
an army? Do you have tons of connections everywhere?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Probably. I mean,
okay. It's a large-ish organization spanning
Yeah, we'll
multiple
say
cities,
that.
possibly.
I think it's just Seattle. Actually, it's
Okay.
like literally like the area they live in. It's like little China or something. It's like that kind of mentality. It's like literally we're like a whole bunch, like a big orc burrow essentially.
I don't know, Ursiv. This is starting to bore me.
Do we need an extra $120,000?
In this universe, probably not.
It doesn't seem like it. Very well, Miss Bloom. But the final caveat: you will have 24 hours to make this information public from when we hand it to you. Is that agreed?
I mean, we'll try our best. These things usually take some time to process. I mean, you might have seen how fast our police force works in this city. It's not exactly super fast, but I will certainly. I will obviously make this my top priority. I don't want to hang on to this comlink very long. I'm not nearly as well equipped as you.
Well, the police work as fast as you want them to, on account that they found us less than 24 hours and tried to kill us under your friend's request.
That is a
So
solid point.
let's talk about how fast the police force actually can work.
There's a pause on the other hand. She sounds like she's kind of talking, and she comes back and she says, "All right, yes, 24 hours. 24 hours. We will have Brackhaven behind bars, and we will go public with this knowledge."
Then I believe we are agreed.
All right. Where are we going to meet to make the exchange?
We got a pretty safe house right here.
You know the address.
Yeah. She says, "Okay. Yes, I believe." She sighs and she says, "Yes, I believe we've been out there before. I wish to personally apologize for that whole mess. Obviously,
Bring Tosh.
Tosh has actually requested that he come personally as well. So,
Excellent.
We're sounding very ominous right now.
Yeah.
Bring your family as well.
2 of each animal. All right. Are we meeting later today as soon as possible? I'd like to get this exchange down. I mean, people might even be listening to this phone call. We gotta get this done.
I believe you have 24 hours, so...
I think you said 24 hours until you handed it to him, right?
Right. Well, as soon as you can get here.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll send Tosh out there right away with the money. Thank you so much. I'll give you my.
Oh no.
Too.
Yes, you had better be there too.
Oh well, I'm actually not in Seattle right now.
Oh.
But look, I'll send Torin. You talked to Torin before, right? He's the orc hacker. He actually worked with Dietrich himself. He definitely wants to see this whole thing closed up. He's a pretty fiery orc, and he's been very on board with bringing Brackhaven down. But he'll be my representative for this whole exchange.
Fine.
Grumble, grumble.
Grumble, grumble.
Rabble. Okay, I'll send them over, and we'll see you guys shortly. Or they'll see you guys shortly.
I think we should do one more level of security. I think we should I think we should send a copy of the file to Jeremiah too, to hang on to.
Okay.
Yeah, just in case.
So, I know this is really random, and I've been kind of holding on to this, hoping that he would have a moment where I could actually use it. But I actually have a demolition skill.
Sweet. Yes.
And I have blasting caps in C4.
Yes.
I kind of want to put things around the windows and just in case they
Do
try to
it.
pull some shit.
I'll take you
Do
all
it.
to hell.
That's right.
That sounds fantastic, actually.
That sounds great. I like it.
So I realized last time I messed up this apartment's grid, and obviously this right here is the actual door to the hallway. These are... Well, I guess these could be doors, too.
The bottom is the door to the hallway?
Well, yeah, right, because this is like a hallway right here.
It looks like it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like a
Are
window.
those windows?
Yeah.
I figured this
So
right here was a window.
Before he jumped
This is
out the
a window.
window.
Right.
To escape.
That's how they got in and out, was somehow, like, there was like one of those apartment, like, ladder escape things.
Gonna put some blasting caps in C4 around the door. Yeah, maybe over here.
Put them in the hallway.
Put one in
Yeah,
the toilet.
too. And back to the couch.
I attached one to my chest.
Oh, boy.
Dead man switch.
That is.
So in the meantime, yes, let's call Jeremiah and give him a copy of the file and tell him to just keep that safe for us for 24 hours, and we'll come back and grab it. Otherwise, he can do with it what he needs to do with it.
When you call Jeremiah, the phone just keeps ringing. Does not pick up.
Call your brother.
Okay, sure. I call my brother.
Okay. Let's see,
Benton.
what was Benton's voice? Hello.
Hello.
Benton, I need a serious favor from you.
Ursiv, I hope you have not gotten into too much trouble, my brother.
That is yet to be seen. And of the nature of this favor, I am about to send you a file. I need you to...
Hi, Benton.
Everyone
I see you're
says
still
hi.
hanging out with those people.
I'm going to send you a file. I need you to not open it for 24 hours.
I can find my own porn, thank you.
This is terrible, terrible porn. I promise you. If you don't hear from me in 24 hours, open the file and do with it what you need to do with it. But don't open it until either 24 hours have passed or I've called you back.
Dead man
You do that for
switch.
me?
This makes me a little worried about you, Ursiv. You sure everything's all right?
Like I said, that is yet to be seen. Hopefully this is an unnecessary precaution, but you never know.
Stay safe, brother. Remember, there are more important things than money in this world. Like good porn.
Amen.
Benton, you're a strange man.
Then on your comment, you just see a series of just horrible fetish porn come back to you. Since we're sharing files now.
Oh God.
Have this screensaver for your comlink.
How did this not come up the last time we met?
It involves 2 basilisks and a dwarf.
No.
Alright.
Okay, that's it. Yes.
Got it.
We've got multiple levels of Dead Man Switch going on now, so I feel like we're alright.
Yep.
What if we had a dead man switch inside of a dead man switch?
Yeah!
I don't know what that means.
Inside of another dead man switch.
Oh dear.
Can I rest now? I don't know how long it's going to take them to get here.
I would allow you each to do 2 of those stun rests. Anybody that needs to. And refresh us how that works.
You can just roll. What do you roll? Something. Constitution or I don't remember.
Yep, Constitution.
No, I think it was body.
It doesn't exist.
I've already switched over. Is it just body, or is it body and something else? Body and willpower or something?
That sounds good. You roll that, and however many
Net
hits
hits,
you
you
just
can
take.
heal, stun.
Is that including wounds or excluding?
Probably. I don't know. I did including, so.
Yeah, I think you still have to include it. You're weaker at healing.
That's right. It's hard to rest when you're beat up.
I suppose?
I'm so tired, I wish I could rest better.
That wasn't a great roll, Falkirk.
I am stunned!
Why didn't you rest better?
He's so stunned. And you can't heal stun damage, right? You guys have any like things that can heal stun damage?
Well, this is the only way. Like resting, you can't actually heal it.
No.
Heal it. I can give him a stim pack. Do you want a hit of the stim pack? for
Let's just fucking do some drugs while we're waiting for it.
for
Well,
so
they
about-
got the porn. They might as well have the drugs
that's right.
too.
So it heals six stun damage, and then after 60 minutes, you take 7 stun damage. But 60 minutes, it heals 6 stun damage.
I understand, but how does that help me?
For the next hour, you'll be feeling good.
But they're not going to get here in the next hour, are they?
Well, I can give it to you now. You can just take it when they show up.
Hey guys!
give me a second. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
That'll work.
Yes, I give him a stim pack. Okay, yeah, you can use that whenever, but
I said you guys could do 2 of those, so you can also roll again and
No.
rest some more. Slowly but surely feeling slightly better.
Mhm.
Alright, everybody semi-rested up.
I have explosives placed around the safe house.
I rearmed myself with my combat axe.
Ah, yes. I
Oh.
assume you've all gotten back in touch with your weapons.
Yes,
Nice
Greta,
looking
my
knifey.
wonderful sniper rifle is back in my loving arms.
Alright, so you guys are just
Mhm.
sitting in the... All 4 of you sitting in the safe house, or what are you guys doing right now? Playing cards, watching out the windows, sleeping.
I'm meditating.
Okay.
I'm sitting in a chair meditating.
Is there a TV?
Actually, you know what I'm doing?
There is a TV.
I'm casting clairvoyance and hanging out in like as far as I can go down the hallway.
Okay. Roll. I'm still gonna make you roll for that.
Let's see. I'll do.
You could do a force of 3 and probably still find people coming out before they reach the door.
Right. I'm gonna go ahead and do a force of 4 just in case I do roll 4.
Okay.
And I roll 5.
Which means it's a 4, actually.
It's a 4. Yeah, exactly. So let me roll for the force of 4. I have to. It's 2. I have to.
Include descriptions.
And I'm fine. Okay, so yeah, so I'm hanging out in the hall, as far down the hallway as I can go, just watching.
Okay. Where did I put? I'll make a card for him. Oops. Okay, so in the clairvoyance, Ursiv, you see coming down the hallway, the elevator light goes off, and marches through a veritable small army. You see, in the lead, you recognize the hulking troll of Tosh Athic. He's wearing his official knight-errant badge around his jacket. He is striding purposefully. And next to him, you see an orc you haven't seen before. And he's got a bunch of like wires and gizmos and everything sticking out of him. And he looks a little more nervous, and especially nervous towards the people that are surrounding him, which are behind him. And Ursiv, it kind of takes you a few seconds as they file kind of through into the hallway, but you notice a total of 6 knight-errant guards, along with Tosh and the orc,
Okay.
coming down
I'm gonna
the hallway.
I'm gonna pull out of it and walk out into the hallway
Okay.
with my holding my battle axe. I'm gonna call halt.
Sorry, I can't find one of my...
Mm.
I had a whole section for... Oh well, I'll use that one, I guess. Oh, there's that one. Okay, Tosh actually kind of holds up a hand, and none of the troopers are like leveling their weapons at you. And in fact, you notice none of them. They all are shouldering weapons. They're not like actively, pointing them at you or anything. The orc looks a little startled to see you, and Athic just kind of nods at you and stares at daggers. Says,
I assume this one is Taran.
Torrin actually speaks up and says, "Yeah, I'm Taran. I'm here on behalf of Eliza Bloom." And he realizes he just like spit a whole bunch of words out, and he kind of shrinks a bit as Athic just kind of side eyes him and just sighs. And he says, "All right, looks like we're gonna hopefully do this the easy way this time. Hey, no hard feelings about before, right? I mean, we might have come on a little strong. I didn't know you all would play ball, and one of my men lost his life, so we'll call it square there."
Can they just hear me giggling in the room?
Yeah, Athic appears to see a little harder.
You two, come inside. The rest of you can wait in the hallway.
Athic actually appears to nod at this and strides forward. The orc hesitates for a second and then kind of ambles on afterwards. He appears to have a very kind of nerdy demeanor about him. He's got like the thick glasses, the thick like cyber goggles, and all this like high-tech stuff, and he appears very socially awkward. Okay, so
The one guy looks like a judge. Is that just the shirt he's wearing?
yeah, I think so. It's got like a puffy shirt. So are any of you guys gonna watch? Okay, I'm gonna actually turn on Fog of War and then just kind of hide the hallway just for ambiance purposes.
Mm-hmm.
So give me a second to reveal the area again.
I can't see anything.
Alright, so you hear the guards kind of taking up position outside the door, and Athic kind of says a few words under his breath to them. Sounds like he's telling them to kind of remain vigilant and wait outside.
I see little things popping up right outside the...
Yeah.
At least 3 of them.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
I think there were 6.
there's no, this door is still destroyed here, by the way, so it's just kind of an open,
right.
doorway.
Can I have made it really, really obvious that there's C4 on the door, or what's left of the doorway?
You could just tell them.
Yeah, Athic kind of steps over it and looks at you and says, "Is there going to be a problem here? I didn't anticipate having all of us murdered here at this site."
Yeah, well, you can't be trusted. You tried to kill us last time, so we're a little better prepared.
Athic actually smiles at this widely and he says, "Ah, yes, I understand being prepared. But the C4, that's going to cause a lot of paperwork if something goes wrong, so let's all keep a cool head."
Speaking of which, I assume the money is available?
He nods and reaches into his coat and pulls out an actual like sack of cred sticks and kind of holds it out and gestures it to the nearest person. He says, "This was very short notice, so apologize for the lack of a suitcase filled with cash or a digital transfer. This is the best they can do on short notice."
Saren, can you verify?
Hands it to Saren. Raymond actually said he's back, so I'm going to invite him to the thing.
Jumping in right in the middle of the thing.
What'd I miss?
Handing over
Nothing.
the moolah.
Yeah, we They handed the money to Saren. He's verifying the credit sticks.
Hello.
Hello.
From what you can tell, the money all appears to be there. There's 80,000 in a sack.
Okay. I also nod at Saren again to hand over the... I assume he's still got the comlink.
Yeah, he says, and Tosh says, all right, I believe we'll need 2 comlinks, and then Taran here will scan them and make sure they've got the information we need. He just kind of gestures to him. So he takes the comlinks, and he kind of walks over to, I guess, this chair and opens up his cyberdeck and starts plugging away. And Athik just kind of stands there awkwardly and like stares at all of you for a few moments.
I just like wink at him.
I imagine you're sitting on the couch with your sniper rifle just in your lap. Just
Pretty much. Good old Greta. She's always with me.
So Raymond, to catch you up real quick, you guys got a bunch of calls from different people wanting to buy the comlink. They decided to sell to Eliza Bloom, who was working with Project Freedom, and is kind of the anti-Brackhaven. The comlinks
right?
that you guys got, yeah. The second one basically just corroborated the evidence on the first in terms of the information you knew.
Mm-hmm.
And then you guys
Eliza
decided
Freedom.
yeah, you guys decided to sell to Eliza Bloom and her organization, which is essentially the cops, like working with the police to take Brackhaven down.
Mm.
So the cops are here to make the exchange, led by Detective Tosh Athik, and then he brought the Taran here, who actually worked with Seth Dietrich whenever Dietrich was undercover in the Orc Underground to try and find evidence on Brackhaven and undermine him.
Wait, did you say roll for initiative?
No.
Raymond wants to open fire.
as his controller comes back, he suddenly pulls a gun. And all hell breaks loose.
Just kidding. All right.
Yeah. All right. So you guys are just kind of all standing around, waiting for
him.
yeah, waiting for Tarn to do his thing. All right. Just about when he kind of nods and says, "Okay, I think I've got," and then that sentence cuts off, and you guys hear gunfire in the hallway. And you can actually
Now
see,
you know what to do.
since this is kind of open right here, or I guess this is. You can actually just see bullets. I guess you can see like that far. And you see this guy suddenly just like turns over and just gets gunned down.
Oh dear.
And there's yelling and screaming. Taran immediately like dives under the chair. The comlinks kind of like fall on the floor. And Athik immediately pulls his giant ass Ares Predator and like hugs the wall and he says, "What the fuck is this all about?"
About to ask you the same question.
This is your company, sir, not ours.
Bullshit, they're killing my men out there.
Well, then let's do something about it.
Come in here.
You guys suddenly begin hearing shots on windows, this one and this one, as bullets start hitting the glass.
People aren't coming through, they're just shooting through the windows?
Yeah, just bullets coming through the window.
Great.
Oh, I'm glad I rigged those too.
What are you guys doing? How are you responding?
Is there a way we can make an exit out and blow it up behind us?
I don't think that's an option right now. There's only the hallway would be the way out.
Ursiv, punch through that wall.
Punch-a-size that wall.
Alright, yes, absolutely. I step towards this wall and just slam into it with my axe. See if I can just break it down.
Make a strength check.
Okay. Strength. Where are you? 5. Just 5? One success.
You chip away at some drywall pretty effectively. That drywall is peeling back, but there is several layers here. So yeah, at this point, this guy slumps over. You hear some more screams and gunshots, and then you actually see, you hear some sounds coming from the bedroom, and as glass crashes, you hear the sound of like glass shattering in the bedroom, and then you hear some like movement in there. And my apologies for not blacking this out for fog of war reasons, but yeah.
Can I go ahead and blow the charges that are on that window then? I was smart. I put them on all the windows at the door. Because I had 6.
You see, I charges on this window.
I had 1 here, here,
I'm not seeing. Okay.
here,
Oh.
and here. Why is it not working? There
Okay.
it goes.
Yeah.
Here.
So
And
on
then
all
on
the
the
windows
door.
and the door. Okay.
Yes.
Are these all tied? Is this one also tied to the charge, the same charge? Are these all in separate?
Nah, they're awesome. I have flashing capture.
4 do you have on each window, by the way?
I don't know how much damage these things will do.
Yeah.
C4 is pretty powerful.
You're gonna take out you're gonna create a hole, a giant gaping hole. All right. So are you doing that?
I don't know. Should I blow the window?
If you want to do that, you'll kill everyone.
He says very calmly.
We don't know how much C4 she put on the window. I mean,
Alright.
I'm gonna take cover in the kitchen.
Technically, we're protected by the walls. I'm only blowing this one right here.
yeah. Let's see what happens. Let's see if we take
Alright.
damage.
What's the worst that could happen?
All right. So you hit the blaster for one of the C4 charges in the window. The explosion rocks all of you. Go ahead and everybody roll gymnastics checks. See if you stay on your feet.
I'm sitting. Do I still have to roll gymnastics?
Probably. Otherwise, you're gonna roll off the couch. You're like right there on the wall too.
So
Is
without
that a good?
You hear
Really
some
good
screams
gymnastics.
and shouts of surprise.
it's a critical fail. Without gymnastics, I just rolled.
That is a
ability
critical
minus 1.
fail. Reason's probably gonna start this one just prone to splayed out on his ass, as the explosion just knocks your ass to the ground. In fact, go ahead and roll to resist 2 stun damage. As you
Sorry.
kind of almost hit like a chair on your way down.
Yeah, just roll my regular defense.
Yeah, just with no armor penetration.
I also got 0 successes, but I didn't critically fail it.
Nice. Yeah, so Ursa, you just kind of are rocked, splayed out a little bit. Falkirk, you are prone on the ground. Saren, do you have gymnastics you can roll?
Mm-hmm.
Mauta, since you're sitting, you can remain seated there. But this is now, like, you see the wall behind you, like, crumbling a little bit. And behind you is mostly open-air destruction. Nice
ready
gymnastics
for it.
roll. You are doing leapfrogs, just gymnastics in the kitchen. So pretty much at the same moment, you see one guy emerge.
Come on, they gotta roll for damage from the blast. Come on.
One guy
Yeah.
emerges from the several that were back there that are now pancakes. And then let's see here.
He still should roll for damage.
Yeah. So this guy runs inside after being like, "What the hell was that?" Yeah. Tosh gets rocked around, kind of bumps against the chair, and he looks astonished. He's like, "God damn it!" This guy run this way.
I was ready to tell me that the explosives would be a lot.
We did discuss a lot of paperwork.
We'll have this guy tries to run in and just gets shot and falls down. He's like kind of crawling down there. And then once. Alright, so as you guys are kind of knocked around a little bit, I think the only one that is still able to react at all is Saren. In steps... See, this guy's probably here. Tosh is kind of splayed out on the chair a little bit as he got rocked from the C4. So this guy rushes in, and then right behind him, you see a man and a woman that you do not recognize. And he says, as soon as he starts talking, you recognize the voice. And he says, oh, I thought this was gonna be an easy fix, an easy job, and you guys would play ball real easy, but now we gotta do things the hard way. Could have offered you a lot of money, but if you're selling out to the knight errant cops, then I gotta think you guys have grown a conscience, and that's not something I can work with. Now, we're gonna need that comm link.
Is this that Zane guy?
The voice matches, and the voice and picture matches the vid call that you received as Gregory Zane, yes.
Okay. So one of the options is to sell it to the bad guy. That's good to know.
Just so you know, we asked for a lot more money than you offered us.
Yes. He didn't offer us anything, actually. He told us an undisclosed amount.
Correct.
Yeah.
You don't know how much he was going to offer. So you guys are all still... Saren, you're the only one that could actually take an action aside from talking. The rest of you could talk to him. But he is asking for the comm links now. Taran is still kind of like hiding under the chair. The comm links are kind of by him.
Who's Taran? The guy
Zane
with the
doesn't
hat?
quite notice where they are yet. He's kind of scanning the room. Whereas this guy has his weapon drawn. He looks like a very... he looks like a Shadowrunner, basically. He's got kind of the get-up, and he's got a few cybered up items.
Who are you pointing at? The guy at the top?
Yeah, both these guys, really. Zane looks very nondescript. I mean, he looks like he could be a Shadowrunner, he could be a businessman, he could be just walking down the street. He's got very bland, like, everything about him. But you notice he does have an armored jacket, and he's carrying, I think, just a heavy pistol.
I'm going to say, you're too late, my friend. Your master's secrets will be exposed regardless of what happens in this room. I would advise you and your employer flee the situation as soon as possible. There's nothing you can do here now.
I beg to differ, my friends. First, I can kill all of you, and then I can take the comm links, and we'll get this whole nasty business behind us.
And
I'll
what
have
about...
you know, I'm more dangerous on my back than I am on my feet.
And what about the copies? Mr. Zane? The many copies.
That's gonna have to be a job for somebody with more hacking talent than I have. I was just hired to make sure the comm links find their way into the right possession.
Why should we believe you?
It doesn't matter now. Like, you can take the comm links.
Did we already get our money?
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, we have a bag full of them. We haven't actually taken it yet, but
Arson, what do I do? Who do I shoot? Who do I shoot?
what's his name? Tosh.
Shoot Tosh?
Wouldn't that? No, don't shoot Tosh. Tosh actually has the comm links now, so I'll say to Tosh, it doesn't matter. Give him the comm links.
Actually, the comm links are on the floor next to Taran, because Taran was looking at the...
Oh, Taran, right.
Taran was looking them up, yeah.
It doesn't matter now. Give him the comm links and let him scurry back to his master. The truth will be out regardless.
Zane grins and he says, that's fine with me as long as I get paid for my job. And you guys could have had a real nice payday, but now, well, seeing as how you've got all these explosives lined up, it looks like you've found your tomb here. He nods to this guy who reaches down, picks up the comm links. At this point, Tosh sees that he reaches down, and he actually tackles this guy to the floor. And at that point, I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Josh wouldn't
There
even
we
let it
go.
happen anyway.
Totally gonna blow the bomb above that one dude, by the way.
Yeah, that might kill us all. There's no wall between us and that at that point.
That might
That,
kill
that
us
might
all.
explode the whole room.
10, what the hell?
Oh, I've got a lot of people to roll, son of a bitch.
Oh, 17. I don't want to hear it. Oh, wait.
Damn it. Why am I'm going shittily?
Yeah, that did really bad.
A word.
It's a new word now.
It's a word now. I
I'm going
just
to say
made it up.
Tosh is still slightly wounded from the events before.
Aw.
Because he was very
Still
wounded
rolls
from
just
before,
fine.
so he can only get so much. Which guys did this guy have on? Black Knights. Oh, okay, it's that one. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one. Zane is stronger than that.
Until Greta puts a bullet through his brain.
Bullet through the brain. Alright, and this
I still
guy
have a
up
bag of
here.
drugs.
Bag o' drugs. Use bag o' drugs.
Yep.
Say that guy. And then I'll roll for this guy. Alright, and with that, let's take a quick break, because we're about our halfway point. And then we will start these insane shenanigans.
Insane shenanigans.
Shenanigans of a epic battle. Alright, so I'll be back in a few minutes.